Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be doing a movie review. Today we'll be discussing Happy Gilmore 2. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and what I do is I just read the description as provided by Google. I give you my overall grade based on the plot. I'll give you a description of, I'll give you my overall grade, and then I'll recount the plot and anything that stuck out to me. Just kind of go through the plot as much as I can remember it. I'll discuss any major themes or motifs or just reoccurring ideas or points made throughout the video. Give it my grade, and then there will be there'll be spoiler alerts with the after I give the grade of this video. It'll be up on the screen. If you want to see the video based off what I've said for the introduction, just overall impressions, and not see spoilers, you're going to shut off the video after the grade. After that, there will be spoilers, and that's about it. So, Happy Gilmore 2 was exclusive on Netflix. It just came out. Had an absolute powerhouse of a cast. We'll get to that. But the description, it just says, for Happy Gilmore 2, it says, Gilmore returns to the sport of golf since his retirement after winning his first tour championship to finance his daughter's ballet classes. And so, an obvious Happy Gilmore, extremely popular and successful movie here in the United States of America. So most people have an idea of what the plot development was of the first one. And so it's just really just picking up where it left off 29 years later in our time. And so in the actual movie, I do believe it gives a 29-year time elapsed as well. But we have 6.3 out of 10 on IMDb, 61% on Rotten Tomatoes, exclusively to watch on Netflix. And then, for some chance you have not seen Happy Gilmore or know the plot, the first one, here's the overview as provided by Google for the first Happy Gilmore. All Happy Gilmore, played by Adam Sandler, has ever wanted is to be a professional hockey player, but he soon discovers he may actually have a talent for playing an entirely different sport, golf. When his grandmother, played by Frances Bay, learns she's about to lose her home, Happy joins a golf tournament to try and win enough money to buy it for her. With his powerful driving skills and foul-mouthed attitude, Happy becomes an unlikely golf hero, much to the chagrin of well-mannered golf professionals. So, as I've said previously, comedy movies aren't really my go-to. I like more of thinkers, thrillers, stuff like that, kind of unique action movies. Comedies kind of miss a lot of times for me. But what did I think overall of Happy Gilmore 2? I really liked, again, the debauchery, the more of the crude humor. That is the type of humor I do enjoy. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. I thought it tied all of the loose ends, or kind of just like the plot developments of the original Happy Gilmore. I thought it touched on all of those bases really well. The runtime is an hour. I think it's right around 2 hours, but I thought the runtime was appropriate. The cinematography was good. I like Adam Sandler. So overall, I think it's a good on the humor, picked up where it left off, an absolute powerhouse cast. Again, it's got Adam Sandler, Julie Bowen, Sonny Sandler, Margaret Qualley, Bad Bunny, Travis Kelce, Christopher McDonald, Ben Stiller, Maxwell Jacob, John Daly, Eminem, Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy's in the movie as actual characters, Kid Cudi. So there's just a bunch of people in there. Every single cameo or even short scene has another big name in it. So I thought the cast was very good. Overall, I'm going to give the ranking for Happy Gilmore 2 a B+. I don't think it's in the again, comedies just don't really ever get into the well done range for me. And again, if you're watching, my rating system is an A through F, like the American grading scale. A being well done or something really unique or novel. B just being substantially entertaining. Plus being closer, B+, B minus. C being, whatever was it took up 2 hours of my time. I didn't mind it, didn't like it, didn't dislike it. And then D is off-putting, and then F is I turned it off. And typically, if I turn something off, I don't review it. But so that's it. If you have not seen the video or the movie and would like to watch it, I encourage you to turn off the video now. So the video opens up again 29 years later. Happy is washed up. You get the clip, he ends up killing his wife on accident, again, setting up the plot for the second movie. He hits a tee shot, they just give a elapsed time update of what Happy's been doing. He had some more tour success, but then he hit a tee shot and hit his wife in the head and killed her. So she's dead, and so he has 5 kids, I think, 4 sons and a girl. They're all up in kind of a small apartment. I forget what type of job Happy has, but just works at a grocery store, works somewhere small. I forget what his character role is. John Daly is just kind of like the buffoon, your crazy friend living on the couch kind of character, but he's in the movie and he's just literally living on Adam Sandler, Happy Gilmore's couch. So he's got 4 boys and a girl, and so they're all sitting there, and Happy comes home from work one day, sees the ballet practice going with his daughter. The teacher says, she's getting really good, she needs to go to a better school or needs to get better instruction, and the school is like $75,000 a year. So John Daly, along with people he met, runs into at work that recognize him, tell him he needs to get back on the horse and go play some more golf. He gets a little bit of background of the sons. They're kind of minor characters throughout the movie, but they're all, again, when they introduce the sons, they all have different jobs. One of them works at the airline, one of them works at the deli, and each time they're introducing them, they're doing like a jack-off motion with like the airline, when you're directing an airplane on the tarmac, they're like jerking off with that, so they're all jerking off, like as a comedy movie, not actually masturbating, but that type of humor always makes me laugh, just stupid shit like that. And so they're all kind of corny characters, but they're minor. So Happy goes out and plays around just with some regulars, and Happy is a huge drinker throughout the whole movie. It's like a theme. He's got all of these different contraptions to hold alcohol, that so he can keep drinking whenever. But he goes out golfing with these 3. He's hungover. He's got a hat and glasses kind of cover out his identity, and he's hitting it absolutely awful. So they start making fun of him, and then they were like, you keep trying to swing like Happy Gilmore, and then he reveals, that he is Happy Gilmore. Kind of like end of their golf round, he launches. He's so drunk, he launches the golf cart off, hits the other twosome golf cart, and it explodes into fire. And so I think he has to pay some money or damages or something, but for whatever reason, he gets approached by the antagonist, I guess, of the movie, who I believe that was played by Bam Margera, I think, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Regardless, the antagonists are just like the other main character who's kind of going against Happy Gilmore. He's invented this thing called Maxi Gym, where these people have augmented human beings, where they've removed a hip ligament so they can rotate more and hit the ball farther. So they kind of got augmented golfers, and they have this really high-tech training facility. And he kind of invites Happy Gilmore over to be the face of it and help sell his business, and Happy thinks it's a disgrace to the game of golf and denies it. And so Happy's trying to get back to, I don't know if he had to pay anything for the wrecking the golf cart, but to pay his daughter's ballet lessons, and then also this other guy is trying to get him to come to this Maxi Golf. And I'm pretty sure that's some sort of a commentary on the Live Golf buying all of the golfers from the PGA Tour. Can't be certain, but it certainly seemed heavily implied that's what they were poking at there. But regardless, he plays. He gets invited to a tournament before they have to play the Maxi team, and he plays really well or something, and then he remembers that's the hole that his wife died on, or he has a thing about his wife again, and he tries to go to his happy place, which was again a big theme or a big memorable moment from the very first one, where he sees the hot chick in lingerie with pitchers of beer, and he has to change that because he keeps thinking of his wife. And so that's the movie, like I said, the movie does a really good job of touching on all of the major, I haven't seen the movie in 20 years, and I remember all of them touching on all of the good plot points or the major themes that people remembered. And so I thought that was well done. And so he plays, doesn't make it there. The person who wins that is actually the guy that was somebody affiliated with the Maxi Golf. So he's in first, but he drops out. The top 5 go on to the next tournament. Happy's in 6th, but since the other guy drops out, quote unquote, but in reality he was just working for the Maxi Golf thing, Happy gets to play. And so the big final tournament, they play, and again he's got the big ogre dude that was his caddy. He was always training new caddies, in Bad Bunny's characters, the caddy. They go through the golf thing. There's Chubbs, or the black guy, the big black guy that got his hand eaten off by the alligator. He's in there. Shooter McGavin's in there. Shooter comes out of a mental institution, but he ends up playing with Happy to defend the integrity of the game of golf. And so they work together in this one. And again, the final tournament's on this really, like, again, augmented course. It's like there's just different obstacles. It's almost like, a putt-putt golf course, but for full-size golfing. And again, it's a movie. And so there's, a bunch of CGI or whatever to just make different obstacles. And so Happy and Shooter McGavin end up coming together and they win the tournament. And again, it really just ties together all of the big plot developments from the first movie. So like I said, overall I give it a B+. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and comedy movies are not my go-to when I'm looking for a movie to watch. But culturally, I thought this was a good one, a cultural classic, and made me laugh, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.